Hello everyone, welcome to my sketchbook tour. So this sketchbook I started on December 15th, 2022 and I just finished it on Christmas, so December 25th, 2022. I'm really proud. I've never finished a sketchbook that fast. I tried to finish it in a week actually to do like the 1 week sketchbook challenge, but I found that 80 pages was a bit too much. People who usually do the 1 week sketchbook challenge do it in like a 10-page sketchbook or whatever, but I'm insane and went for an 80-page sketchbook. Yeah, it's a thick boy. It's pink, it's cute. The sketchbook brand, so let me show you guys. It's my favorite brand. I bought a new one. Art Creation, I think is Jalen's. I don't know. I can't read cursive. It's good for sketch, pencil, charcoal, chalk, graphite, crayon, ink, and watercolor. The mediums that I used in it though are none of those. I used acrylic, as you can see here in my palette. I also used gouache mostly in the beginning because that's before I bought acrylics. And then after gouache I used some oil pastel, and then I go into acrylics for the rest of the book. So yeah, let's open it up. See what's inside. See, here's the date. Just finished. So this is in gouache. It's my first painting in here. And I didn't use a reference for this one, so I'm pretty proud of it. I just, went with the flow. I found gouache was difficult for me because like it's transparent a little bit and you can reactivate the bottom. So that's why I was like, oh, what other medium could I use? And that's why I switched to acrylic later. But it's like a mountain scene with some grass and some... It's a bit abstract and kind of pointillist. Yeah. This is just a person's face. I'm really bad at people, but the skin tone here isn't so bad. So I like this one. I didn't like it when I painted it. This is also gouache. And as you can see, I put the date here, but I stopped doing that because I got lazy. And I'm like, whatever, I'll finish it in a week anyways. So, it doesn't really matter which day it was finished. So this is an egg. It's a bit, the pan is a bit off in perspective. I don't like this part up here. But the egg, it looks really 3D, so I like that part. This one is one of my favorites in the sketchbook. It's also done in gouache. Just some cherries. I showed it to my mom, like a picture, and she was like, why did you send me a picture of burnt tomatoes? Like, why'd you burn your tomatoes? And like, she thought it was a picture of real food of tomatoes, which first, it's not tomatoes, it's cherries, but she thought it was real, so I thought that was really cool. This is just some grass. It's a bit abstract. There's like a clover here and here. Yeah. Okay, this one's really bad. It's not the worst in this sketchbook, but I even tried to go in with marker because I'm like, let me try to fix some of it. It looks kind of like Aichi from Cardfight Vanguard, so I made it into him, but it's so bad. Like over here, the water is like cauliflowering, and his proportions are off, and his skin tone's all messed up. Ugh. Anyways, that's the thing though. I think you should never rip out a page in your sketchbook, other than the fact that it looks ugly, like if I were to rip this out and it's not like a spiral bound. But if you rip out a page, that's telling yourself you're never allowed to make bad art. Bad art is important, and if you rip it out, then you're telling yourself that this sketchbook must be perfect to show everyone, which it's a sketchbook, it's a place to practice. It's fine if it looks like garbage. You just flip the page and move on. Forget about it, This one I also don't really like. It's my brother's favorite, though. It's just like a person and there's clouds. But the clouds are really not well done. I tried, I guess, the pointillist thing again. And the character is very messy. And this is really messy. I can't get straight lines with paint because... my hands are pretty shaky. It's also done in gouache. It's supposed to be flowers and like lily pads and stuff, but you can't really tell. This is supposed to be like, there's like poles and there's like water reflecting on the ground. don't know if you could really tell. It's also gouache. My gouache ones aren't the best. There's another gouache one. You're like looking up at trees. Okay, this one was done in oil pastel. These pastels are pretty good. They don't, like, once they dry pretty well. There's a little fishies and this water and some pillars. I like the white. These are Paul Rubens pastels. The gouache is the Himi gouache, and these are Paul Rubens oil pastels. These are also done with the Paul Rubens. It's just some kid and there's like shooting stars. I tried to do a portrait. It's really hard with oil pastels because of how thick they are. Like, you know, you can't get much detail, but I tried. It's not the worst. It's okay. Another oil pastel. I don't like how I put yellow here, but the background here, I really like it. This is in gouache, back to gouache, so it's just some candles. I ran out of my regular tape, so that's why the border is all weird. These were supposed to be strawberries, but it looks really muddy, especially where the roots are. Yeah. Some flowers. This is the only image where the border goes, like the border, or the image goes outside the border. The rest are all inside the border because I thought it would look cooler. It wasn't really centered, so I centered it, kind of. There's some flowers. More flowers. I love drawing flowers or painting flowers in the sketchbook. I actually really like these. I like how the shadow is blue. I realized that shadows sometimes are more saturated in color than the light parts, if that makes any sense. I don't know if I'm saying it correctly or even analyzing things correctly, but see how here it's like really kind of a rich blue, and then here it's like a darker blue, even though they're both shadow. I don't know why, but you gotta do that. Some avocados. Yeah, these are okay. I don't like these little two dots here. I like the color blue I used here. This one's really bad. It's like some ducks and there's like lily pads, but it's so messy. More gouache is it's supposed to be some balloons in the sky. A little house in like a mountainy area. There's like a little farm. It's also gouache. This is also gouache. Yeah, the whole beginning is like gouache, basically. Yeah, I like the pink color. The watermelons are not really in perspective, but it's fine. This one's cool. I like the gradient in the background. And I think the ice cream looks pretty yummy. This one's a bit abstract looking, but you can kind of tell what it is. Like some mountains, the moon, some trees, and then flowers. This one's not the best. I tried sunflowers and they looked so bad, and I piled on the paint way too thick. So I grabbed some tape, like I just have some tape lying around, like used tape, and I just, to make it look more abstract, because I'm like, well, if it's already garbage, might as well like try something, you know? This is supposed to be an ocean scene. I don't like how the water here is like yellow. It looks like pee. I don't know. I'm not good at waves. Like, they never look in perspective or accurate. I believe this is my last gouache piece in this sketchbook, and then the rest is all acrylic. So it's just a moon, red moon, and purple, and some green. I like the color palette. So this is acrylic. From now on, it's acrylic. It's Christmas tree, or I guess a pine tree. I like the pink down here. This was my first time using acrylic, so it was kind of, you know, just a learning thing. This one, I think I went too detailed than what I could. Maybe I can do more detailed, but I tend to go for reference images that are easy to draw and paint, like easy studies and color studies and shadows. So this was like a whole scene with like a city in the back, and there's a boat and some water. Like, it was a lot. But I think it turned out pretty good for what it was. A chicken or a chick? Yeah, I like the background. The chick is a bit too bumpy, like detailed, but it's fine. It's some dude. Kind of looks like my dad if he was young. But I don't know. I'm really bad at skin tones, as you can tell. It looks really desaturated. I don't really like this one. This one's pretty cool. It's a bit simple, but I like the shadows and the blue and yellow. A cat, grumpy cat. It's kind of ugly, but it's fine. Like I said, never rip out a page in your sketchbook. You have to just keep going. You can't let your sketchbook's vibe take over your will to practice and get better. You're like, oh no, the sketchbook's vibe is that it's really good. I want to be proud of this one. Well, you can be proud of it and still have bad drawings in it, you know? I like this one. Just some oranges or lemons. I like the shadows in the background. This one, I used too much of the dry brush technique. Like, not that I wanted to dry brush, it was just, I hate putting my paintbrush back into paint. But it's supposed to be some of those telephone poles and like a red sky. This red is really vibrant. Well, it's actually magenta, but whatever. So, let me see. Yeah, so here the borders are bigger because I had thicker tape. And then I bought other tape and it was really small. I didn't know the tape would be this small, so that's why the borders get thinner. But I actually like the thinner borders now. It's like a cat, and there's like an underpainting here, so I like the look of the blue here. Black cat, like my kitty back home. Okay, this one, I hate this one. It's so bad. But like I said, you gotta show off the bad ones too, so that, you know, nothing is perfect. And you gotta practice, and practice is important. But yeah, the skin tone's off, the blending is horrible, the background even isn't like flat. It's crazy. Here's a little chick again. This I painted with my boyfriend, so he has a painting of this too. His is very cute. I made it my phone background. I did this as if I was doing gouache, so I used a lot more water, and I did the chick first and then the background, whereas in acrylic I'd do the background and then the chick. So that's why the chick's kind of cut out of the background. Because he was using gouache, so I wanted to show him how to paint with gouache. This one is my favorite in the whole sketchbook, I think. It's just a duck. But I think the colors are really good, like how the white is actually blue. I think it looks really cool. And this background is really cool. And I don't know how I got this blue so vibrant. And this red. I really like it. It's a cat. I used a reference for this, but I like it. I like the background. There's pastels, and then the cat itself is like more orangey. It's a cow. You know, moo moo. Nothing much to say. I did this one in a video. You can see on my channel, but it's a lion. Or is that a lion? A tiger. Tiger. This, I don't really like. It's supposed to be lanterns and like a air balloon and like a city. But these white dots, I don't know how to do these like sprinkles of dots. Maybe I have to use like a toothbrush and like spray them on. But I was just using my paintbrush and dotting them. So they look like too meticulously placed and not blurry. So it could be better. This one I like it. I like how dark it is. Like it's like light shining on some flowers or like weeds in like a dark space. I started with just the black and I didn't use reference for this, I believe. So I just like went with the flow. And I like it. It's a lady. Yeah, not much. I like this one. I like the ocean. This was my first time drawing like a full body person, really. And I think it went well. After that, I got pretty confident and started drawing more full body people. which I don't know, I gotta practice. It's a kitty in some, I guess, lavender. I like it. The cat, it doesn't look exactly like a cat, but it's close enough. You can tell it's a kind of cat. This one I don't like. It's supposed to be a black cat. The eyes are off. The blue is weird. The green is weird. The whiskers are weird. Yeah. I like this one. When I drew it, I didn't like it, but now I like it. The reference image only had the nose and the lips, so I went in with the eyes myself. But I like how I did the colors, and her lips are really beautiful. This one I did on stream. I think it's Yubel from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. You know, I love Yu-Gi-Oh! But I tried not to do anime stuff in this sketchbook. I don't know why, I just went for more studies. But yeah, Yubel. Okay, someone said this looks like Sid from Ice Age. I hope it doesn't, but I don't know. All the people I draw look wet. I like her lips, but that's it. Like the eyes are kind of not accurate. And the colors are really not accurate. Like her skin is purple. But, you know, it's whatever. Here I tried another person. Yeah, I don't know. She also looks like she has wet hair. Not what I was going for. I think her nose is too long and her lips are too low. Let me see this one. Yeah, I don't know. And her lip is not symmetrical. But it's okay. She looks like she's from a horror movie or something. Okay, this one's really bad as well. I tried to do like a darker skinned person, and because I'm like, maybe the problem is I'm doing peach tones, and those I'm really bad at. So let me do a darker skinned person. And it was so bad that I went out to buy brown paint. So yeah. Because brown is really hard to mix for me. You have to use all three colors and then white and black. I mean, peach is the same way. They're both hard. Here is a chicken or a rooster, I don't know. It's really vibrant. This is supposed to be like a statue in the winter time. I don't like how I did the background all wavy, but I like the statue itself, and the snow actually looks like it's like falling. This one I did a video on my channel, so you can see that. The face was really bad. And I don't like how I did the background over here. But here, up here is nice. And I guess that's it, but yeah, she looks okay. Could be better. This one I also tried to do another full body kind of thing. It's like a girl in some poppies. But something's off somehow. I think the colors, the values are not correct. And, you know, her hand isn't the best. I'm really bad at skin tones again. You can see. This is like a winter scene. It's winter, of course. I wonder what, like, my summer sketchbook would look like. If, like, it would have more summer drawings. If the winter vibes are just getting to me and I keep drawing winter scenes. This is like a field of, I guess, wheat? I don't know. But there's like plants and there's water and a huge cloud. I like this cloud. It's like wispy. I don't like this one. Way too vibrant. It's supposed to be a poppy or like a flower. And it's too much. I put like, I heard that if you put the colors down on top of each other on the page, then they'll come out more vibrant. So I did that without really wanting to, but I did it. And it's I mean, it seems true to me. Like, these purples are crazy. But yeah. Another way too vibrant piece. This is supposed to be sunflowers, but it looks not the best. This is also way too vibrant. But in general, it looks okay. If it was digital, I'd desaturate it, but... A bird. It looks like a kid drew this, I feel like. Like, it's way too simple. But it's fine. My boyfriend likes it. This is some mountains. I like the purple here. Purple and green looks really good together. And I like this blue, how I blended it. I'm not usually good at that. There was like a whole other tree line here, but it looked bad, so I tried erasing it, but you can kind of tell it's there. This is supposed to be like the Aurora Borealis and some winter like trees, and it's supposed to be the moon, but as you can see here, I like smudged it when I closed the page. So the moon's kind of gone, but you can still tell it was there. I tried another Aurora Borealis scene, but this one didn't work out as well. I went too hard with the white. I should have kept it with just the green. I like the little star here. And the house isn't the best, and this part of the trees isn't that good, but it's okay. This is another one of my favorite paintings in here. It's just grapes, but I feel like they look really realistic. I don't know. Okay, this one, I don't even know what it is. Like, it looks horrible. Here, I didn't even wait for the colors to dry, and I just kept going in. Here, it's all smudgy, and these greens are way too dark. It's supposed to be, my boyfriend kept guessing. He couldn't guess what it was. Some buildings and the sky. These are some Christmas ornaments. They look okay. I don't like how this one's supposed to be covered by some leaves, but it doesn't exactly look like it. It just looks like it melts into the tree. This is like a girl looking out in the snow. Not a big fan of it, because again, I tried to do the like wispy snow by like smudging it with my finger, but it just looks messy. Some jingle bells. I like the background. These could be more dark. I think my red is kind of opaque, or less opaque, so it's a bit see-through when it shouldn't be. Santa Claus. This one isn't so bad, but as you can see, the skin tone's way too like dark and saturated, and at the same time desaturated, like too saturated and desaturated. Like, it's a mess, but I like his beard. I don't like this hat part. Just some mountains. I like this one. I don't know. It's really simple, but I like it. This is like a windmill and some flowers and the sun. It's a bit childish looking, like the splotches are too big of white, and I didn't clean my brush, so the green looks brown. But yeah. Oh god, the next one. I hate this one. I was trying to do a realistic skull, and it just looks so cartoony and bad and like bumpy and inaccurate. But it's fine. Some flowers. I actually like this one. I like how the shadows look like they're on this side, and then there's some light coming. Yeah. No. My brother recommended this one. He said, can you do the flowers, like the death flowers or whatever in anime? I think they're called red spider lilies. And I put some little butterflies. They remind me of Bleach, like, you know, the anime Bleach? Because I feel like they're in there. I don't know. This is supposed to be a blurry, like, road scene. So with some lights and, like, poles, and I don't know what these are, but they were in the reference. I think it turned out okay. Really abstract, though. It's a little bunny. I think I was a bit impatient with this one because I was getting near the end of the sketchbook. So it's a bit patchy, but it's fine. This one, I tried to go with the same vibe as the duck one that I really liked, with a blue underpainting. But it's also a bit like too big of brush strokes, I guess. I don't know. And I couldn't get the background right. I redid it like a couple times. This is a redraw of the gouache one I did of the ocean. Oh god, this is paper that ripped. Whoa. Oh wow. See, I literally just finished the sketchbook. Like, the pages get stuck together because they're not dry. I did, like, all these pages today. See, this one's stuck too. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, it's just an ocean. I'm not good at clouds. I see people do really good clouds in acrylic, and I'm like, how do you do that? Mine look like you can see the brush when I feel like you shouldn't be able to see the brush. And again, the waves are not in perspective. I tried another ocean scene, but made it more simple to see if I could do that. And I think this one turned out okay. I like the purple and green. And that's the end of the sketchbook, guys. So yeah, I wonder if I'll do this challenge again. That's why I bought this other sketchbook. This is the exact same sketchbook, just in green. Yeah, it's a really good sketchbook. So yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. Yeah, I had a lot of fun with this. It's really hard to draw so much or paint so much. Like do like 8 completed images a day. But it's also fun and you learn a lot. Like, I learned a lot about color mixing with this. And I recommend you try your best to finish your sketchbooks this year. You don't have to do it in like a week or 10 days, but you know, draw every day and don't care so much about if what you're drawing is good. Just care that you're drawing, you know, build a habit. So yeah, thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you in the next video.